Hi, I want to help you release your grip on the belief concept of time, about delays, and about time in general, because this is so important and it's something that I personally struggled with for a very long time. And in fact, I didn't even realize that time was something that I was not letting go of. So I want to help you and walk you through a few things that I intend that this is going to help you, many of you too, because when you really understand who you are, time is just a joke to you. It is, you're going to see how much emphasis, how much importance you have given time in anything, and this applies to everything. So it's come up a lot with my clients, and it's come up a lot in the Rosy Life community and course, and a lot of people are really starting to get how much they have given importance to time. So let's get to it. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Rose, and welcome to the Rosy Life. And thank you so much for being here, for liking my video and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate every single one of you. Literally, I look at the number of subscribers and I think of every single one of you, and I'm so grateful and thankful for all of you for being here and supporting me in the Rosy Life. So if you're interested in joining the course and community, that's where we really dive deep into all of these topics. And I love it because everyone's teaching each other, and I show up every week. And if you're interested in showing up to one of my retreats, London is coming up January 2nd, and then San Diego, and then Chicago. So all that information, if you want any information about the retreats, you just reach out to me and I'll send you the details. Okay, so I want to talk about time because it is something that it's kind of like a mind fuck, all right? I'm not going to lie. Because at the beginning, I was hearing time is an illusion, time is just a concept. And while I was being able to understand this intellectually, right, it was still very like woo-woo and very mystic to me. And I felt like I was trying so hard to understand it, and I was just like trying and to really get it. However, as soon as I would turn away from the understanding or reading or listening about it and I'd get into my daily routine, I'd fall right back into the illusion of time. And then before not, I'd get frustrated or sad or anxious and just notice time. And if you think about time, time is something that ties up so many beliefs in. So many beliefs. Like people say, oh, I'll get to that, or I need more time, or if only I had more time, and if only I had more hours in the day, I'm running out of time. All of these things that people say, right? Then time also is wrapped up in the aging process. It's like you think that you're running out of time, that you need to meet certain milestones by the time you're 25 or 35 or 50. And then people start thinking about retirement, slowing down time, that you need money for retirement. And everything is about time. Do you see the life? This is probably one of the biggest illusions of all, because everything that we do every day revolves something around time. And so you're mindlessly going around worshiping the clock. And it's funny because a couple years ago, I used to up until a couple years ago, I used to love wearing watches, and I don't even wear them anymore. And I have a Apple Watch, and I wear it sometimes to go, like when I go work out, because I just want to track how many steps I'm having or calories or whatever. But I noticed that I don't even enjoy wearing it as much anymore. And I have a beautiful diamond watch, and I'm like, it just sits there in my jewelry box. I'm like, I don't even wear it. And it's not about that. It's just the time thing. Subconsciously, I was just walking away from time. However, why I want to bring this up, because time and delay of any kind, of your manifestation, of anything, is a ego made up thing. It's something that the ego makes up, and it's something that the ego uses to, let's say, derail you from your infinite now. Who you really are is I am, God, love, infinite being, infinite intelligence. And that you, who you really are, is timeless, meaning time, delays, anything it's unaware. Your I am is unaware of time, is unaware of delays. It doesn't even know what that is. It's like, who's she? Who's that? I don't know who time is. What is that? What is that? Right? That's how your I am feels or thinks of time, rather. It doesn't even acknowledge it. It doesn't fight it. It doesn't say you're bad. It doesn't even acknowledge it. It doesn't even exist in its infinite space. So think about the past, any past memories or thoughts. You perceive those as, no, they really happened, right? But right this moment, think about right this moment, you can think of the past, but you're not in the past. You can think of the past. And every time you think of the past, you are literally keeping that alive every time you think of the past. So what you can do is think of the past from now. Same thing about the future. You can think of the future right now. You can think of it, but you're not in the future. You can think of it, okay? Where you are is eternally now. In fact, that is all any of us are. That's who we are. We are in the eternal now. I really want that to sink in. We are in the eternal now. And I don't mean this just conceptually like, woo, will be present, let's do meditation. No, you are eternal now. That is who you are. That is who you are at the core. And anything above, anything that you think on top of that is made up ego crap, okay? It's all made up. The future, if you notice, brings a lot of anxiety and panic and worry and fear. And this is how the ego uses time to keep you focused on what's not here. Why is it taking so long? All of those thoughts. And the past keeps you stuck in the past and sadness and looking back and wishing that you did something different. This is where guilt and shame and you feeling like you screwed up or you missed your chance or you messed it up. If only, shoulda, coulda, woulda. All of that is the past. Do you see? Those are very heavy in emotions that do not serve you. And this is where the ego lives. It's like it loves to go to the past and to the future. And because those are great distractions to really trick you into remembering that you are the eternal now. So the past and the future, I want you to look at those as smoke and mirrors, as tricks, as trickery to keep you away from who you are, which is the eternal now. And eternal now, we get to do so many things. We can look at the past and think of it differently, which is what Neville talks about revising, right? You can look at the future, which is not even here, but really all that is whatever you are in the eternal now, whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever it is that you're focusing on, becomes your future. So you don't have to try to change something about the future. Whatever you're thinking in this moment is projecting your future. So whatever you are in the moment, imagining, telling yourself a belief, a story about, that is your future. And anything that you remember of the past, you can revise it, okay? But you don't even have to do that. What you can do is anything that comes from the past, you can say, that is not what I choose to remember. this is what I choose to remember. Or you can just love that past thought that comes in, which is what I started doing more and more every day. I look at any memory that comes up and I just love it, because as cheesy as you guys might think this sounds, but love is the answer. I looked at an intro video that I made like 2 or 3 years, actually like 3 years ago. And it was an introduction. I worked with this photographer and I told her I wanted to do an intro video for the Rosie Life YouTube channel. And so she just took shots of me at the beach, and then I went home and wrote down what I wanted it to say, the voiceover for the shot. And you can watch it. It's on my homepage, and I put it back up there because I put it back up there instead of all these other videos, because I said, this is the reason why the Rosie Life exists, is because I wanted to teach love, share love, and show you that that is who you are. There is nothing but love, and love is the answer. And that's what that video is about. And I love that I made that, because it reminds me every single day of what I'm doing here, and who you are, and what I am, and who we all are. And anything that is not love is made up. It's not true. So time, delay is just the ego. Remember, it's a trap to keep you unfocused of now. So I invite you to focus on the now. I want to read you a couple things, and this is from A Course in Miracles. And I want to read you a couple things, because if you feel like, okay, Rose, I get it, but how do I practically apply this, or I don't seem to see any difference, I want to read you a couple things in here, okay? One thing I want you to read. I want you to read, I'm sorry, I want to read to you, rather. And this is in the Guide to Salvation, in the part 3 in chapter 5. It says, delay is of the ego, because time is its concept. Both time and delay are meaningless in eternity, meaning who you are, the eternal now. I have said before that the Holy Spirit is God's answer to the ego. So the Holy Spirit, I am God, is love. Anytime you hear the word God, you hear the Holy Spirit, the universe, energy, high vibration, I want you to teach yourself, because this is what I've done, and maybe this will help you. Anytime you hear the word God, Holy Spirit, I just want you to recognize it as love. That's all. Any of these teachers or books, or ancient or new, they're talking about, everyone is talking about love. Okay? That love is the answer to the ego. The ego is what makes up the belief of time. Okay, so this is what we all have been programmed and learned. Okay, so you don't have to worry about unprogramming yourself. All right, what I want you to understand is it's telling you here the answer. How do you dissolve this belief in time? Love. Love. You remember that you are the eternal now, that the past and the future are only thoughts, they're only ideas. That's all there is, because that does not, past and future does not exist. I really want to drive this home. It does not exist. You are eternal now. You are 100% love, and anything outside of that is fake. It's not real. The other thing I wanted to share with you, for those of you who are just like, but I don't understand, or I'm trying, I want to share this with you because I think this is so helpful to know. If you're struggling with any of this information about waking up to your power, about how does this manifesting thing work, I want to read this for you to encourage you. This is a lesson 9 in Course in Miracles. It says, however, understanding is not necessary at this point, meaning while you're learning, okay? In fact, the recognition that you do not understand is a prerequisite for undoing your false ideas. You get it? It says it's okay that you don't get it. It's okay that it's not clicking right away. It's okay. It says, in fact, you recognizing, you tell yourself, I'm aware that I'm not fully understanding this yet. I'm aware of this. It's saying it's actually a prerequisite for you to acknowledge it. Why? Because when you acknowledge anything, you are giving it love. Do you see? Anytime you bring your awareness to anything, you are loving it. So it's a prerequisite. And then it says these exercises, meaning when you go, it's talking about all the lessons in the Course in Miracles, but it also means anything that you're learning right now. For example, this video about time. Okay, these exercises are concerned with practice, not with understanding. You do not need to practice what you already understand. It would indeed be circular to aim at understanding and assume that you have it already. So it's saying that you practicing bringing yourself into the eternal now by remembering there's only now, by remembering there's only love, by looking at the past with love, by knowing that what you're thinking right now is creating your future, that you don't have to be worried about the future, you don't have to feel guilt or remorse or shame or look back at the past. By remembering the eternal now, that is practice. Literally what I just said, that is practicing it. And it says that when you understand something, you don't have to practice it because it's pointless, right? Once you know how to ride a bike, you're not going to say, I'm going to go outside and practice riding my bike. No, you're going to say, I'm going to go ride my bike. Do you see the difference? That's a determined statement. Versus, I'm going to go practice riding a bike. No, you're going to go outside and now you're going to say, I'm going to go ride my bike. You see the difference? So the practicing of it is because you're like, okay, I am going to practice putting my focus on that I am eternal now. That is what I'm doing. Right? And you don't have to worry how long it takes. You don't have to worry if you're doing it wrong or doing it right, because your awareness, your attention that is drawing to this eternal you, this eternal now, is love. And when you put your focus on love, love comes running to put the focus on you, and it will assist you, it will help you, it will carry you, it will uphold you. Your job is to select and focus on this eternal now. When you put your focus on the past, you will get assistance to be focused on the past. The ego will love it and help you in 2 seconds, right? Same thing with the future. If you're worried about where is it? So anytime if you're asking yourself, where is it? How come it's taking so long? Do you see what's happening? You're focusing on what techniques you've done, what you've said, what you affirmed, what you've scripted. And then you're worried about the future. Well, how come it's not here yet? Do you see? You're not now. You're not focused on now. What you're doing is you're focusing on the past and the future. And you're not focusing on that there is no past, there is no future. Whatever I'm thinking about right now is what is going to happen for me next. So if your thoughts are seeking of it not being here, of lack, then of course, you're going to manifest more of that. Do you see? So I really want you guys to watch this video as many times as you need to, okay? Because there is no delay. There is no delay. In fact, I want you to think about, if you would like, I invite you to think about how many things in your life, how many beliefs you have that are wrapped up in time. Work, your age, years, holidays, all of these things, right? I want you to think about how many beliefs are wrapped up in time. And you're going to see the mass amount of beliefs that are wrapped up in time. But when you focus on the now, you will dismantle all of those beliefs. They will immediately go away. You don't have to know all of them. You don't have to dig them up. You don't have to understand where you learned them. None of that. When you focus on, I am the eternal now, and when your mind wants to go to the past or the future, here's another tip on how you know you're going to the past and future. You will feel some sadness. You will feel unmotivated. That is letting you know that you are in the past. If you're feeling anxious and restless, you're munching, you're snacking, your behaviors of your body let you know that where your thoughts are. Nail biting, all of these things are letting you know that your mind is focused on the future, what is not here yet. Do you see? And the sadness and the lethargy and the feeling unmotivated and just like isolating past. It's really easy when you start paying attention to your feelings and to your physiological feelings, because your body automatically does things like munching at midnight in the kitchen, right? There's nothing wrong with munching, right? I like to do it too, but I noticed that when I start automatically munching, that's because I'm nervous, right? So then I stop myself and I'm like, no, what is it that I am thinking? Because clearly I'm thinking of something that does not serve me. I'm content, I'm full, I had a big meal. I'm not hungry. And I sit with that feeling. Do you see? So I want you to pay attention. Use your body feelings as a guide. Use your emotions, your feelings as a guide to let you know where your thoughts are. And bring yourself back to the present. How many times? As many freaking times as it takes. You win. Persistence. Remember, this is practice. You're not supposed to just get it. You will get it when you choose, when you put your focus on what it is that you want to, which is you are the eternal now. You are love. There is nothing but love. Love is the answer. Love dissolves all fears. All right, my loves, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys so much, and I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you for sharing my videos, and thank you for being here. I love you guys. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.